The swamps of Florida are home to a diverse array of creatures. Over many decades, scientists have diligently worked to catalog the many species in these abundant ecosystems. Is it possible, however, that something may have slipped through the cracks? Could these tropical forests be hiding a terrifying beast? In the year 1818, local Apalachicola newspapers began to circulate a report of a man-sized monkey that had allegedly raided food stores and even stalked fishermen along the shores. Despite the apparently absurd nature of this story, tales of encounters with a similar creature would be persistent for years to come, with many reporting it having a skunk-like fur pattern and stench. This monster came to be known as the skunk ape, or Florida's own Bigfoot. One terrifying report came from a man in Suwannee County in 1942. In his account, he was driving down an isolated road when an ape-like creature emerged from the roadside woods. It approached the vehicle and grabbed onto the door. As the man continued driving, the skunk ape held onto the car and began beating on the door for half a mile before finally letting go. Legends and stories of the skunk ape may even predate colonization of the Americas. Some cryptozoologists point to accounts of the St. Jabjaki or tall man, referred to in the folklore of the Seminole tribe. The Seminoles were the original inhabitants of the Florida Peninsula and may have encountered such a creature in the untamed wilderness of the Everglades. Their stories claim that the St. Jabjaki is a carnivorous and even cannibalistic creature. Perhaps the most famous or convincing piece of evidence of the skunk ape is the Miaka photo. In 2000, 2 anonymous photos were received by the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office. According to the letter, the photos were taken by an elderly woman who claimed that the photographed creature had stolen apples from her back porch off 175. She was concerned that the beast might be an escaped orangutan from the zoo. So she took her camera outside in the dark of night and captured the infamous picture. And the creature, startled by the flash, ran off into the wilderness. The authenticity of the photo is still widely debated.
You state your name and major.
My name is Jake Turner, and I'm an accounting and finance major at UWF.
So I'd like to ask you 3 questions. First question, have you ever heard of the urban legend skunk ape?
Yes, actually. I was researching a little bit about the Yeti and some other urban legends like that, and skunk ape did come up a little bit in there.
Right. So, do you believe in any of the stories?
I'd have to say so, definitely. I mean, it is kind of tall-tale-ish, and it can be seen as false, but I think they're very interesting, and I mean, if there are real accounts on it, then there has to be some truth to it.
Right, so, and my last question is, have you ever seen anything personally around the area that made you think this might be the skunk ape?
Yeah, I would have to say so. I've lived here for pretty much my whole life. So, I mean, being in the woods after dark isn't unusual. And we've seen just shadowy figures, big shadowy figures, larger than a bear, kind of moving through the woods, things like that, hearing things shift around us and not necessarily knowing what it could be. But yeah, things like that.
What's your name and your major?
Caroline Donaldson, I'm a marketing sales major.
Nice. So have you ever heard of the skunk ape?
No, I have not.
Okay. Could you believe in the skunk ape if you did some research on it?
Maybe. I believe in Bigfoot, so I might believe in the skunk ape.
Okay, nice. Have you ever heard or seen anything creepy late at night in like Florida?
Yeah, I've heard bugs and stuff like that, but definitely no skunk apes.
As a regional variant of the Sasquatch, the history and popularity of the skunk ape legend is inextricably intertwined with that of Bigfoot. Media popularizing the hunt for Bigfoot also served to boost interest in the skunk ape as well. Numerous television shows and documentaries have been made both about the skunk ape and the traditional Sasquatch. The general formula for these shows usually has the cast present themselves as Bigfoot experts or hobbyists, equipped with all kinds of gears and skills, who go into the wilderness in the hopes of finding evidence of the mysterious creatures. Examples of such productions include The Skunk Ape Corridor and the popular Finding Bigfoot, which aired on Animal Planet. While Bigfoot is a household name in America, its swampy cousin is less widely known, even among Floridians. The skunk ape has achieved more of a cult following than the wide fame of Sasquatch. However, it has gained its fair share of media documentaries and has even become a local mascot of some towns such as Ochopee, Florida, where it has its own skunk name research headquarters. As we have stated earlier, legends of the skunk ape may be rooted in ancient Seminole folklore and with sightings dating back as far as 1818. It is clear that the creature has a long and storied history. Throughout the 40s, a series of sightings of a possible skunk ape occurred in the town of Barden. The local people gave the creature the name the Barden Booger, since the term skunk ape was not yet used. Sightings across Florida would only seem to increase in frequency after this. The Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization has hundreds of reported encounters archived throughout the 50s and 70s. In 1963, one family living in a secluded area claimed that an ape-like creature had approached their home and peered inside their windows. Only a few years later, from 1971 to 1975, several sightings were reported in Broward County. These reports were widely covered in news across Florida, and it was these stories that began to popularize the term skunk ape. It should be noted that this pickup in popularity comes a few years after the release of the widely known Patterson Bigfoot video. It is easy to dismiss belief in cryptids as fantasies for the naive, ignorant, or uneducated, but in modern media landscape, the popularity of cryptid television shows and documentaries, as well as the openness with which self-proclaimed cryptozoologists advocate their beliefs, indicate that these ideas actually reach out to a wide range of people from various backgrounds. In fact, belief in the existence of cryptids may even be commonplace. One study published in the Washington Post showed that as many Americans believe in Bigfoot as believe in the Big Bang. So what causes ordinary people to accept unscientific and unproven ideas as easily as they accept scientific ones? The answer may lie in psychology. For many believers, interest in cryptozoology could be an escape, a way to bring a sense of wonder into a life filled with dreary and mundane workdays and an unexciting life at home. There is also the sense of community it provides. Fans of cryptids may browse online spaces such as forums to talk, discuss theories, and make friends. Notably, in the Sasquatch or Bigfoot hunter community, investigators will take excursions into the wilderness in search of evidence. These gatherings often resemble camping trips and have the double purpose of finding evidence and socialization of the group members.
On the topic of skunk ape believers, specifically the most famous is a man named Dave Shealy. Ochope resident Dave Shealy is a self-proclaimed skunk ape expert and owner of the Skunk Ape Research Headquarters. In 2000, Shealy captured a video of an alleged skunk ape. The video was later archived by Smithsonian Magazine on their website. David's fascination with skunk ape has been lifelong. He says he first saw one at the age 10 while hunting with his brother in what is now Big Cypress National Preserve, the same place as the video. Today, his relationship with the preserve is strained at best. He claims that they are out for his neighboring land, which hosts a campground owned by him.
His claims about the Park Service become even darker as he says that a park employee purchased a gun illegally in Miami with intent to kill him, and that the Everglades Restoration Program is a conspiracy to make certain sections of the Everglades off limits, but he cannot say what for, only that it was suspicious. While Dave Shealy may not be the usual example of a skunk ape believer, it is clear that many people of different backgrounds share his fascination with the creature. The skunk ape has attracted a following from many walks of life, from the ordinary to the French. So does such a creature as the skunk ape really lurk in the dark corners of the Everglades, or just in our imaginations? While there may never be any conclusive evidence, fanatics will likely never give up the search. The skunk ape, like all cryptids, is a testament to the ability of the mythical to capture our hearts and minds. They are a glimmer of fantasy in our modern world. Our investigation has followed the legend of the skunk ape from its origins in the Seminole tribe through the early settlements of Florida, all the way to the modern day, and through the many decades, its popularity seems to have only grown. The following has become a widespread community encompassing average people as well as odd ones, and shows no signs of decreasing or diminishing. Indeed, the skunk ape story may last for as long as Florida itself.